Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
We're going to become rich because of this podcast.
Well, that too.
Not because of
that's how
what anyone else
that's
does
how
around
we're
us.
going to become rich.
And then if he's still around, he can get rich on other
he can
stuff.
Get rich too.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Happy Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Happy Fat Tuesday.
Yes.
It's Fat Tuesday today.
So I went to the orthodontist today.
Oh.
And it was great. No, it was totally fine.
Yeah, good.
And I get home and I'm looking on socials right before you come over. And they show on there like Happy Punchki Day, Happy Fat Tuesday. And it was a whole bunch of punchkis. And I'm just like, okay, where was mine? I didn't see it anywhere. All right. You're not
they had it
offering.
at the
You're not offering for those that are spending thousands to get their teeth straight. Okay.
That was one thing when we were kids. If you were good, you would get to pick a treat.
Yeah.
And it was like, keep them cavities coming.
Gosh.
My mom was like, get the toy, not the sucker. Get the toy. We can't afford another visit here.
Oh, man. So every week we have a friend that always asks us, like, how do you think of things to talk about?
We just ramble.
We just ramble.
They haven't caught
And
on yet.
I was telling Steve and Julie on Saturday, we went out. We went up to Lake Geneva for some dinner and then, of course, went to Aeon Gallery. It's like our favorite. She was making up some concoctions. So I was feeling it the next morning. And so I was telling them that something will happen. Like I'll just look online or whatever. And then something just like triggers what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
And last week I was just sitting looking at socials and someone was talking about lemonade stands.
Yeah.
And I was like, hello, we haven't talked about like what we used to do when we were younger that's based off of retail, based off of sales.
Yeah.
And then my head was like, remember when you used to sell the candy when I was a cheerleader in grade school and high school? You had the chocolate bars, the 500 grand bars, or the gross tasting chocolate ones that were those white wrapped single
they had
ones that were
peanut
a
butter,
dollar.
regular chocolate,
caramel.
chocolate with almonds, chocolate with caramel.
Yes. And then, of course, Girl Scout cookies.
Yes, I love me some Girl Scout
So I sent you a
cookies.
message. I'm like, we are totally talking about,
Yeah.
we start retail and sales at a very young age. So I
Yes.
looked up some stuff. So I wanted to talk about it.
Well, I think I have brought up in the past about Girl Scout cookies and how they kind of, I don't even know what the right word is, but yeah, we were trained at a very young age.
Yeah, to sell.
To try to make money, to work.
So according to an article from ehow.com, lemonade stands were first referenced in the news media in New York City in 1879.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, it actually doesn't surprise me with all the research that we've done on this podcast.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that it was that far back.
Yeah.
And then I have something else that I'm really excited to share with you too. But it says a shopkeeper in New York City erected a stand outside his store and sold lemonade for passerbys.
So he would be like, come get a glass of lemonade. Oh, would you like to see my wares inside?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Huh.
And I'm only guessing here, but I'm guessing it's water and lemons, like true lemons.
And maybe
sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like the original chocolate recipe,
Yes.
like hot chocolate, it
Yes.
was like just like cocoa and hot water. Like,
yes.
ew. Compared to what we're used to, hot cocoa. Lemonade was probably the same.
Yes. I
It
agree.
was lemon water. Which is like fancy now.
Yeah, I would think so. Because it also was earliest documented that Edward Buck, like B-O-K, from 1873 to 1876 also was selling. But it said that he was 10 years old when he began selling ice water for a penny to passengers in horse-drawn carts who would stop to allow their horses for water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was like an actual stand, and then there was like first lemonade stand.
Because, it was probably pretty hard to get ice back then.
I would think so.
I
would think so.
I'm sure there was refrigerators, but not in every home back in that time.
But New York did it.
New York.
To battle the heat. The New York peeps were out there on the streets.
That was a lot of horse-drawn carriages then.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of horse poop on the streets.
Do you know that there's also a topic here that says, in general, if your stand makes money, you will need to file a tax return for your child and include the income on your own tax return.
Okay, but guess what? No. No.
Cash business. Keep it cash. Don't do Venmo.
Hey, do you know if you're 16, 17, 15, even 14-year-olds now they're hiring, you do not have to pay taxes. You can, when you fill out your, whatever it is, I-9, W-4, whatever the hell it's called in your state.
Yeah.
You can put no taxes taken out because what's the thing is taxation without representation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're under 18 and you can't vote, you do not have to pay taxes.
Okay, good to know.
Probably your parents do.
Yeah, that's what they said. You have to add it onto their own tax return.
Bullshit.
Just do cash business.
Just cash. Work for cash. I worked for cash when I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all did.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Sorry, my phone's vibrating.
Oh,
I don't
good.
know why.
I loop the Lake Geneva, the 22 miles.
You did
and
it?
There's I do. I loop it, right?
Okay. I thought you meant
I've
you
mentioned
did it
that a
this
few
year.
times.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
not yet.
Not yet.
I'm ready.
I know.
I'm getting there. A couple years ago, I did it every weekend.
Yeah.
Every single week. I maybe missed like one for a wedding or something.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to it again this year. I took all last year off. But anyways, less about me. So I loop it, and there's always these cute kids that sell lemonade.
Yeah.
And I always forget to bring cash. First of all, I don't want to have it with me.
Yeah.
But then I always say, do you have Venmo? Do you take credit cards? But I probably shouldn't ask that because then it's like proof that,
then
what I mean?
they're going to have to pay taxes.
They're going to have to pay taxes on
Or
it.
6-year-olds are going to have to pay taxes. It's
so
ridiculous.
I don't know how to say his last name. According to Joseph Joestar, I believe, the word stand comes from the fact that usually manifests standing next to the user or ready to act.
Yeah.
Ready to act.
That makes sense.
Like you're standing, you're ready to act on whoever's coming up. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Did you ever have a lemonade stand?
I don't remember my childhood. So
You just block it out.
yeah, I may have, but I don't know. I don't know.
remember, I had a lot of divorced people in my life. So we always had multiple grandmas and grandpas, right?
Yeah.
So we had this one grandma that would watch us, and it was probably mostly during the summer. I'm guessing she watched us. And so I made friends in that neighborhood because we were there all summer.
Yeah.
Right? And me and another girl that lived down the street, we did Kool-Aid. We made Kool-Aid.
Oh,
and we sold
that's
it.
perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't imagine
Red Kool-Aid?
Probably. Yeah, that was the most popular.
Because you like
then.
grape, right?
I love grape Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I'll eat or drink anything grape flavored.
Yeah.
That artificial grape flavor.
Man, and I cannot do that.
No?
No. Give me like a lime or a lemon.
Ew.
I know. If it makes
You're
my
so
mouth water.
gross.
That's why all of the high noons that are
I
lemon and
know.
lime are over in my fridge.
I bring you all of my lemon lime flavor. Well, the lemon, which one's not High Noons, the other one's White Claws.
Yes.
I like the lemon White Claws, but
Yeah.
not the lime. The lime can die.
Can die in my fridge over here.
Yeah.
So just super fun facts here. I was just looking up things and I thought, man, if I was younger, this was super fun. So this was actually last updated like 3 days ago. How to run a lemonade stand.
Oh.
This is so cute. Like
We got rules now?
We got rules.
Shoot.
So WikiHow, wikihow.com,
WikiHow.
right? WikiHow
Mhm.
tells us how to run a lemonade stand. There's nothing like an ice cold glass of lemonade when summer is on its hottest day. Isn't this a perfect episode? Because we're
Yeah.
like in the winter.
Yeah.
And sick of it. And so let's
I'm
talk
so
warmth.
over it.
Let's talk warmth. Like I thought about this. I'm like, this will be nice. So they give you like, it's like 10. And it's so funny because it's exactly how you would plan any business. And this is just simplified to a lemonade stand, right?
This is ripping you up for real life
Right.
over
This
here.
is real life right here. So
Yeah.
number 1, part 1 says planning. A lot, like figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it,
Gotta put
where
up
you're going to
signs.
get your investment.
This
But yeah,
weekend, lemonade available, 25 cents a cup.
ask your parents or ask, find out yourself by calling a Better Business Bureau to find out what to do. No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Just start planning. Talk to your
Just
parents.
do it.
If you're young and listening. And then it's really cute. It says number 2, choose a popular spot. I mean, isn't that funny? This is how you do it as a true business.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just child, like as an adult.
Yeah.
Set up in your front yard or a home area that is safe or a place that you think is going to be. You definitely don't want to, they say don't do a dead end street or a small road. You need traffic.
Yes, obviously.
So this works for a storefront too. And the next one is see if any of your friends or neighbors want to get involved.
No.
Number 3.
Keep it all for yourself. You don't want no business
say, or
partners.
find a fantastic business partner like you, and we're good to go, right?
Okay. All right. I
So
guess.
do that.
I guess.
If you're planning a long day of selling, you need to plan out breaks. So you need that business
Oh.
partner to come in, someone that you
Yeah.
trust that isn't going to take your money.
I would probably put one of those clocks back in
Yes.
20 minutes, back at
Abs-
11:30.
Yeah, right. Right. You wouldn't need a business partner. You just do it on your own,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's perfect. The next one is bring water and snacks for the people running your stand because you want to
Now I
keep
gotta
them
feed 'em,
refreshed.
too?
You got to feed them.
I got to feed them and give them
You
half
got to
of
keep
the
them
loot.
refreshed. Yeah, you don't have to give them half the loop.
All
You're
right,
the owner.
We're doing 60-40. 60-40. I put in all the work and made the lemonade.
That reminds me. So Julia, her boyfriend, and her brother have a, I think it's called like R3 Closets. It's on Poshmark.
Okay, yes.
Super cute. She runs it all.
Yeah.
So Steven lives in Florida. So his room is now the Poshmark room.
Yeah.
So Julia has it all organized, shoes, clothes. The guys, her boyfriend and her brother gave her all the stuff.
Yeah.
She does all the work, the uploads, the, monitoring. She goes
Right.
when they sell often,
Yeah,
they sell.
yeah.
Poshmark's pretty good, as long as you upload stuff and you have nice stuff, they have really name brand stuff. This thing,
Yeah.
my headphones keep
I don't know
falling
what's
up.
going on. Is it the clip
I
on
think
your
it's
head?
the clip. It's
Get
all
the clip
messed
out
up.
of
I
your
know I
hair.
gotta take it off. Hold on 1 second, please.
Get the clip out of your Whoville hair.
Yeah. So it reminds me of this because she was talking to her brother on the phone after he moved to Florida.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll give you 10%. we can.
10%?
And she was like, what? We're 50-50 in this. I'm doing all the work. And he was like, I guess. It was just
I'd
funny
be
the
like,
way that
it's
they had the
60-40.
conversation.
It's 60-40.
And the funny thing is, neither of them had paid for any of their clothes. How about
Yeah.
mom's cut? I'm the one that takes you shopping. But that's
that's
funny.
funny.
That's what it reminds me of. So, and then it says, number 5 is think of a fair price. So you're going to want to do some research.
Inflation's a real thing.
Inflation's a real thing. You got to go to the store. You got to take a
Yeah.
look and see how much things are selling for. How much does it cost for water? You want purified water.
Yeah, I'd
you
be
want
using
the
my
best
well water.
hose water.
Yeah.
You want the best tasting lemonade because you want repeat
I'm
customers,
kind
right?
of thinking we probably did use hose water back in the day because we
Probably.
probably weren't allowed back
Back
in the house.
inside.
once we
Yeah, it
left.
was like 8 a.m., get out, see ya for dinner, right? Yeah.
You'll hear your mom honk when she
Oh,
pulls
I
up.
remember having to pee so bad I peed in a bucket one time because I
God.
couldn't go
We
inside.
peed outside
Outside
all the time.
right?
All
It
the
was like,
time.
oh man, what am I going to do?
We always lived in the middle of nowhere.
Mom's washing the floors.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did too. We
Yeah.
did too. So the next one says make a sign. Advertisements.
You definitely need
right?
a sign.
Or like for us, we made logos. Like you got to be clever, right? Make sure you post signs around the neighborhood. Have a plan on exactly what you will sell.
this is too much information. We
Multiple
just threw
flavors
up a
of
table.
lemonade.
We threw up a table.
It's a very competitive world
what?
now. We're in 2023.
I don't even think we had a sign. We just had a jug of Kool-Aid
Come
with
buy
some
our
cups
shit.
next to it. Yeah. And people knew. And they were like, how much? We're like, how much are you willing to pay for a cup of Kool-Aid? That probably doesn't even have enough sugar in it because we don't measure. We just dump that shit in. It's either not enough or way too much.
Oh gosh. Or like when at the end of the day you don't want to use any more of mom's sugar, so you got to water the shit down, right?
Just keep adding water.
Yeah, exactly.
Add another packet of Kool-Aid. They won't notice.
So this is always funny to me because they always have, well, around here, the lemonade stands always have the single serve packets or packages of Rice Krispie treats.
Oh.
Someone had to buy those, right?
Yeah.
Their parents
Mom
bought them
did,
and they're
yeah.
making a profit off
Yeah.
of it. So they get it free from mom who donates to the stand
Yeah.
or dad, right? Whoever,
Yeah.
or grandma,
Yeah.
grandpa, whatever,
Yeah.
donates to the stand and then they sell it for $1.
Yeah.
But how smart is that? Because a case of 12 is probably what, $5.99?
Yeah.
They're selling them for $1. You sell through them, you got
Yeah.
$12. You made $6 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just fun.
I mean, $1 for a Rice Krispie treat, I would never.
I would because I'm a sucker for cute kids. Now, if the kids
Yeah.
aren't cute,
Right.
I would probably only buy the lemonade. But if they're super
and like,
cute,
what kind of
polite-
neighborhood is it? Is it like a kind of rundown neighborhood where you're like, man, these kids are saving up for basketball camp?
Yeah,
Or is it
or-
a super ritzy neighborhood where you're like, you already have everything you need? You already have everything.
You're in a
you
gated
need.
community and your
Yeah.
lemonade stand is outside the gates. Like, no. But it's probably the best
I
lemonade
get it.
ever
Yeah,
because
right.
the chef created
Yeah,
it.
it's from fancy places, not our Kool-Aid.
Some kind of greenage
Oh
on
my
top of it to make it
God.
real fancy.
It's like got a mint in
Yeah.
it.
nice evenly sliced
I'd be
lemon
like,
slices
okay,
on top.
what are you raising money for? Oh,
Yeah.
you want a Birkin bag? No. No.
The next one is try adding some comforts for your customers. Like get some seats
out.
out. You want them to sit and spend more
No,
money.
no.
Let them rest.
Take your Kool-Aid and go.
So you know what's cute is when I do races, marathons, sometimes you go through neighborhoods depending
Yeah.
on what city it is, and there are kids out there, and they'll
Yeah.
actually do it for free or for a donation.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll keep a 5
Yeah.
or a couple ones in my like side pocket of my running pants just in case that happens.
Just
I know
in
up in
case.
Milwaukee I don't know if they do it anymore. This has been years. But just in case, if they do, then you just have a couple lemonade, or usually it's
Yeah.
like Gatorade or something.
A Gatorade.
But, if like every 20th runner, 1,000 sign up, throw you
Yeah.
$1, you could do very well
You
on
could
race
do
day.
good. You'd be having your tuition paid for your first year
Yeah.
of college.
But if you've ran the race before, you know that like less than a mile down, there's guys giving out free beer. So you got to make your
Oh.
decision.
I mean, you could just chuck the Gatorade and take the beer. Drink half of it.
Donate to the kids, get the free beer.
Yeah.
All right, there
Yeah,
we go. There we
works.
go.
That works.
Setup. How you going to do it? You're going to make your stand? You're going to grab a table? How you going to set up? What are you going to do?
An old ass milk crate from behind the garage.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Put a sheet over it.
Or like we wouldn't even grab the chairs. We get like the buckets that we
Yeah.
peed in last
Yeah.
week. We would just turn them upside down.
Give them a little
Do you
rinse
do a
with the hose.
tablecloth? Do you do like
Tablecloth. We didn't have tablecloths
you know what?
when we were kids.
We had sheets. Mom's great sheets.
That was our curtains too, girl.
I mean, I see it now on like TikTok, right? Our life right now. And it's like these wooden, amazing
Yeah.
stands that these
Yeah.
parents or guardians make for these kids. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And then it says like, obviously key, make the lemonade. Like you got to make
Yeah.
sure it's consistent. Make it from scratch.
What?
Or you can make it from concentrate or from powder, I guess
You
it's
get
saying.
that
So-
Country Time lemonade mix.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
So
2
this one's
scoops.
funny because I'm gonna go left turn here after this. It says don't use disposable cups or napkins. Small paper cups are a popular choice, but they are bad for the environment.
Get out.
Yeah, right. So we're reading all this. We all do our own thing. It says do the dishes and use glasses.
Yeah, I can just see my 8-year-old self handing a glass over and it shattering on the sidewalk. And then my mom's like, you don't have a milk cup anymore.
It says don't give people napkins, but refer to the public drinking fountain or toilet. Make sure to properly clean the glasses or customers won't come back. Now, I'm gonna head over to mentalfloss.com on this.
Okay.
So in 1941, July of 1941, sounds hot to me. Hot afternoon, a young woman, name and age is unreported. She opened up a lemonade stand in Western Springs, Illinois.
Oh, Lord. Here
Okay, we
go.
visit stores there.
Yep.
It's a suburb of Chicago, for those who don't know. They put it in quotes, the little girl, so not sure of the age, but I'm guessing, youth. As newspaper accounts later described her as like, friends and passing strangers with refreshing glasses of lemonade in a makeshift stand. But now don't forget, this is 1941. Within weeks, the county's health department was knocking on her door, asking questions of the chain of lemonade custody for her sanitary practices because it sounds like she failed to rinse the glasses that she made, that she gave her
She was too
customers
busy.
over and over again. And a few people contracted polio.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's not just a
I was
cold
thinking
sore.
I was just thinking like herpes, cold sore. Yeah. So laughing but not.
Oh, my God.
Her and 4 of her young friends contracted this, and there was an outbreak of this disease.
Oh, my God.
So for me, no glasses.
No.
No glasses.
How about we just do bottles of lemonade?
Yeah.
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 Bottles of lemonade and water in a cooler.
You can run to Costco.
You don't even need a table then. You just put a sign out in front of your cooler.
Yeah.
Cold drinks, $1.
Once again, up in Lake Geneva, there is a family or whoever that lives up there. I'm picturing like a retired person.
Yeah.
Every weekend, we'll put a cooler out there with water on ice, and it says donation $1.
Yeah. Nice.
Sometimes you need it out
Yeah.
there. I have ran out of water out there. It is
yeah.
miserable.
I bet.
It's miserable.
I can't go like I always, even when I'm in the stores, I have a bottle of water in my purse.
You do.
I
I
can't
always have
even
one in
work-
my car.
I can't work 4 hours without water.
Yeah. Well,
My
and
mouth will
Bestie
just-
showed us that neither can her husband.
Whoa! Way
He
to call out
had
Bestie's husband.
500 open bottles of water. I wrote her back and I said,
Oh,
you could
that's
just
so
water
funny.
the plants with all
That
those.
is
And she's
so
like, that's
funny.
exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, that's so
but
funny.
so yeah, we get it. We get it. So again, it says sell other treats that you want, talk to people who pass by. So this is all, isn't this all sales, retail?
Yes.
We start at a
Marketing.
young age.
Yeah.
So again, everyone open up a lemonade stand. You'll understand people.
It prepares us for
You'll
our
understand people.
awful future
Yeah.
of working 9 to 5.
And then it gives you like, be polite, use good manners. I mean, super, super cute article, but really exactly how we run businesses.
Yes.
Exactly how we learn. You know?
It's crazy.
I remember we would have garage sales out here and the kids would
Oh,
sell
yeah.
their stuff. And I know I talked before about the lady that came in and bought all of Julia's jewelry.
Oh, really?
She bought it all. So Julia worked for a week or two. She's always been creative, right?
Yes.
It's just in her blood. So she made these beautiful earrings and these beautiful bracelets and necklaces. And she had a full table of jewelry. And a lady who I still see shops at a local store here
Yeah.
walked up and she's looking and she goes, did you make all these? And Julia said, yeah. And she goes, I will give you $50 for this whole table. And Julia was like, okay.
Done.
She was done for the day. It was enough for her.
Oh, my God.
And the lady donated it to the hospital
Aw.
to give to like cancer patients or just like a sign of hope.
Aw.
Or this is from a small entrepreneur that was selling her stuff. And I
That's so
still see that
sweet.
lady. Yeah.
That is
and I
so
think she's
sweet.
just like a giving
Yeah.
lady. Like, I don't know if I walked up to her and reminded her of the story. It's something that she probably does every weekend.
Yeah.
And Julia was so excited. She was done. She went and like
She's like, see
watched
you
the
guys.
show. Yep.
Have fun sitting out here in the hot sun.
Yep.
I
So
sold my
I mean,
shit.
I mean, and I'm sure she was like under 10 because it was, we haven't done that in years and years and
Yeah.
years. So, yep. And Steven
That's
would be out there
amazing.
selling. He'd be like, this bike is amazing. Like, it's only got 100 miles on it. He
I
would
can go so fast.
and I can go so fast, but your child could go fast too. Oh,
It's really easy to pop wheelies on. You should try it out. You will fall in love.
So we started retail and sales when we were younger and didn't even know it, So I was thinking about that because, even like the Girl Scout cookies. Now
Yeah.
everyone does it online. Like,
Yes.
hey, help so-and-so out,
So it's funny
which is
you
great.
brought it up because
Yeah.
today I'm behind a car that has a QR code. Scan here to buy Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
Crazy.
I mean, we have come a long
I'm like,
way.
what? Then you just mail them to the person? Like, what the hell?
Is there delivery lemonade stands?
Oh,
Okay, listen, if you start a delivery lemonade stand, we get 10%.
we'll buy a cup. Do you remember? I don't know. It was probably after.
My turn to cough.
It was probably after you stopped working where we met.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a tragic accident. Happened to a small girl. She wandered out of the house, got into the car,
Oh, yes. I
Right.
remember this.
and they had I'm doing air quotes, a lemonade sale. And it's a fundraiser
yes.
where you purchase items. It's not necessarily lemonade, but they call it lemonade for somebody.
Yep.
I'm terrible. I can't remember the name.
I
But
do remember that.
yeah, so I mean even that.
And she lived. I remember she lived.
Yes.
But she had some issues, but I
Yes.
know that she's better. I mean, that was 10 years ago maybe.
At least.
Yeah, it was truly a
Yeah.
freak accident.
Yes.
She heard grandma say,
Yep.
we're going to go to so-and-so's house. And she went, oh, and went into the
and got in
car.
the car.
And then a couple minutes later, they're looking around. Where'd she go? And it was so hot
Yes.
out that it only took minutes. I mean, it was truly an accident.
Yes.
I know everyone might say, no, that's not an accident. You got to watch the kid. No, it truly.
yeah.
She heard it. She walked out, and that was it. So
People can lose kids in an instant.
Yeah.
I don't blame
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
for that.
So yeah, that was that was good, and they raised a lot of money too. I think.
I think so, yeah.
Mhm.
It's Alex's lemonade stand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah.
So another thought that I have, which is also very similar to and very popular now and very similar to lemonade and almost like that same business plan that I just shared with everyone is the history of food trucks.
Ooh.
Right?
I just went to a taco truck not that long ago.
How was
and
it?
It was so good.
We actually follow quite a few food trucks because of...
We went to that food
because,
truck off-a-thon.
Yes.
Truck off.
Yeah, the truck off event.
Yeah.
Do you know they're not doing it?
Why?
They're not doing it this year. They're retiring. I think they're maybe hoping that someone will take it over. I know someone said, "What if someone takes it over?" They said, "Glad, we'll share everything." I saw
have
like on
no
the socials.
idea how to do that.
I think that might be our next adventure. We'll let everybody know.
I have no idea how to do that.
But there was live music. There were so many trucks there. That was so much fun. Actually,
was so
if you're
fun.
new to us, go on our socials. It's one of our most popular videos of us at the food truck off.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So I wanted to look at the history of food trucks because I feel like that is very similar. Those are the people that had lemonade stands when they were 10.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the very first food truck dates back to the chuck wagon, right? Makes sense, right?
Why do they call it a chuck wagon?
Because these covered wagons sold perishable foods to cowboys and loggers that included cured meat.
Oh.
Right? So chuck
I got
meat.
some jerky.
Fine beans, coffee, biscuits. Some of them
Okay.
would carry water. Some of them would carry wood.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And many were
Chuck
like
wagon.
barbershops, dentist surgeries.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, they kind of just started basically how we have food trucks now. You can just show up and get your teeth cleaned and then go have a beef sandwich.
That's when they were on the Oregon Trail. Remember playing, I don't know, maybe, did you play Oregon Trail in school?
No.
No.
Remember?
Sorry.
Catholic, grade school.
Sorry.
We did nothing.
Fun police.
It says jump forward to the 1890s, and early food sellers began to cater to university students. I mean,
Okay.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You just
They're away
show
from
up.
home.
Yeah, you just show
Yeah.
up on lunch
Yeah.
or dinner.
And can I say that's the best food trucks are like the ethnic food trucks where
Yeah.
you get to try something new
Yep.
that you've never had before and you're like, this is so delicious. And I bet people who are from this place absolutely love having that taste of home.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Because when we were at the truck off,
Yes.
I would go to look at, or I would ask, like, hey, can I take a video for TikTok? They would say, sure. And they would kind of tell me a little bit about the
Yeah.
history. And it was like mom's meatballs,
Yeah.
grandma's hot dogs, or,
Yeah.
whatever it was. That's
Right.
terrible examples, but
No.
it was like,
Yeah, because
this
we
is
had
the
those-
way my mom made beef.
We
or
had
that,
those
there's history.
pierogies.
The pierogies. Yes, yes.
were
And they
so
were
good.
they were definitely Polish. I heard them speaking in
Yes.
Polish.
They
So
were
it's like
so
the
good.
history is there. Like, this is how their families used to make it
Yeah.
back at home,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. It's really neat.
Okay, so if you had to open a food truck with something that your mom made,
Ooh.
what would it be?
I would have to do soup.
Soup?
That's what I remember.
That would be a good food
That's
truck.
what I remember. My mom makes the best soup.
Yeah.
Any kind of soup you think of.
Yeah.
Any kind of soup you can think of. My mom makes it and it's delish. So I would do soup cups
Yeah.
probably.
I would probably do spaghetti.
Oh, love it. That's what Steve would do. Mama's meatballs.
Yeah.
It would be that.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys could get together. I'll be
Yeah.
I'll be across from you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can
I
do
think I would
soup
have
and
to.
spaghetti. We could do spaghetti soup.
Yeah, we could. We could. We could figure it out. But yeah, I think that's what I remember. Although I love anything. Okay, so I'm a terrible, we talked about this, terrible baker. But I feel like people would show up for sweets. I think people just love
Yeah.
sweets.
Yeah.
But they love spaghetti, soup, tacos.
Okay, so going back to those
Pizza.
pierogies, they had savory and sweet pierogies.
They did.
right? Yeah.
And the sweet is what I went for.
So
And they were so
good.
good.
So good.
And there's churros. And what else was there? There was just a
don't
whole,
know.
oh my gosh, there was
Cotton
so
candy.
much.
Like, really, if you do a food truck like my grandma and grandpa did, like I know we've talked about this before because I've been re-listening to episodes. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
I talked about the food truck that they had, and they've really had like a little bit of everything. They had nachos, they had hot dogs, they had corn dogs. You get a cotton candy machine in there, you're set.
Oh my gosh.
Funnel cakes,
Yes.
done.
Oh my gosh, how could I forget funnel cakes? That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
Steve knows me so well that we'll have like corn on the cob. We'll go up to Lake Geneva.
Yeah.
Corn on the cob. He'll have some teriyaki on a stick or
Yeah.
a beef sandwich. And as we're leaving, he'll say, you want to go grab your funnel cake?
Funnel cake.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
And then there's powder all over my car
Oh, it's
because I
so
can't wait to
good.
get home.
No.
And
No,
it's
'cause you gotta eat it when it's
amazing.
fresh.
Or the elephant ears are very similar,
Oh, God.
right?
Yeah.
And corn on the cob, you can't do it the way that they do it. You can't. It's
Well,
just
no, because when we go to food festivals or carnivals or fairs, It's the middle of summer in the Midwest. And what do we do best in the Midwest? Grow sweet corn.
Yep.
That is like one thing. And it reminds me of when I took the corn on the plane, right?
Yeah.
I took corn
I was
down
just going
to
to mention
Jay,
that. Yeah.
and I literally had a whole carry-on of corn. And this chick in Chicago at O'Hare was like, why do you have so much corn? I'm like, have you never gone to the suburbs and had corn? Like, you need to come up.
No, she hasn't.
You need to come up by the Wisconsin-Illinois border and get yourself some corn because it's the most amazing corn you'll ever have.
That's
so
awesome.
if you've never had it, you just don't understand. If you've always had like frozen corn on the cob or whatever, it's just it doesn't compare.
Yeah, it's true. I've tried.
Yeah.
So super quick before we're done here, most popular foods to find at a food truck. So I think we mentioned a lot of them, right?
Pizza.
Yes. Barbecue.
Yes.
So anything barbecue, slap barbecue on it, but it's got to be good barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Make it yourself, mix a few things. It has to be well-made barbecue or else we're not going to come back.
The best thing is to have a couple barbecue sauce options.
Yes.
Because people like
sweet,
the white,
savory,
the
sweet, the
sweet,
white,
the mustard base.
Yes.
So you got to have good sauces.
So if you approach a food truck and they had options, what would be too minimal for you and what would be like maxed out? You couldn't even like I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like if I walk up to a place and there's like 20, 30 different things, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
What would be your min and max?
Minimum would just be like only ribs.
Sure, with just one flavor. This is all we got.
Yeah. We got ribs and fries. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your options. And then maximum would be like ribs, chicken thighs, brisket, fish.
It's like a handful of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
feed the whole
fish.
party.
Ooh, ribs and fried fish.
Oh, yeah.
That would be amazing.
So we have a Rib Fest here that has live music with winners.
Yes.
Oh, it's like a barbecue Rib Fest, and you can try all the different ribs
my
with all the
God,
different.
I wanna go.
Yeah, we will. We'll go this summer. So the next one is sliders. So burgers.
Sliders. You know what's good about sliders is you could do like 4 different ones.
So
know what
can
I
I
mean?
say I've never seen them?
I've never seen sliders at a food.
I've never seen
a food truck.
Yeah, I haven't.
No.
But they're saying that this is top.
Yeah.
Where's
I
the
could see.
foodtruck.com is saying this is like number 2. It's the most popular restaurant food, sliders in a food truck. So maybe this is somewhere else, not
we
around
need to
here.
leave Illinois more often.
We will. Well,
Yeah.
we will. We have lots
Yeah.
of plans this
Yeah.
year. So,
Yeah.
and then tacos.
Tacos.
Yeah.
I would think that would be number 1
Yeah, I mean,
because that's the most I see is tacos.
you can do anything. I saw a dessert taco too. It's like
Stop, my mouth
dipped
is
in.
watering.
It's dipped in chocolate.
Is it the Choco Taco?
Yeah, something like that.
Taco Bell made a huge
Yeah.
mistake getting rid of that
Yeah.
Choco Taco. I will say that.
They're very good at running limited offers though. Like it comes back, it goes away.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that for that, but
Them
they have.
MFers, they get us waiting in line at 9 a.m. for a Choco Taco.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, now that we're hungry and we want summer,
Starving.
here in the Midwest.
Yes.
Well, that was fun.
Yes. Had a good
Yeah,
time.
thanks, everybody. I love these shorter ones. Boom, boom, boom. Get them done.
Go find a lemonade stand
Oh my gosh.
and spend $12.
So start a delivery lemonade stand for us, all right?
Ooh.
Because next week when we record, I would like to have lemonade delivered.
You know, that's also something on a food truck is you would get those lemon shake-ups.
Those are the
Those
best.
are good.
They're very sugary.
Yeah.
But they're true lemon.
Delicious.
Right? They're
Yep,
delicious.
yep.
Man, come on, Summer.
Probably $12.
How do you like our backdrop?
Love it.
Isn't that cute? It's a
We're
lemonade
gonna
stand.
we're gonna start selling some lemonade here. We're
Yeah.
gonna take some pictures so you guys can see our
Yeah.
lemonade stand.
Aw.
It's very fancy.
It is. It's fun. I have another one for you, but it's a surprise.
I'm so excited.
I mean, I kind of already sent you a text, but you have to see it in person.
I'm so excited.
Well, everybody have a great weekend or a great week whenever you're listening. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Lemonade.
This podcast is brought to you by NameTag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.